Tony D and Little Joan and Guest Dog somewhere in the background. And this is a screenwriter's rant on The Baker, starring Ron Perlman, Harvey Keitel. And as much as I think Ron Perlman should stay off the internet, the trailer looks pretty good. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So Ron Perlman plays Baker, and his son, let's back up, comes for a visit, and he's got a business thing, which is obviously nefarious. So he asked Perlman to watch his granddaughter, even though they haven't really met or bonded or anything. So Perlman reluctantly agrees to watch his granddaughter for his son that he's very estranged from. So, but he knows something's up. Meanwhile, Harvey Keitel is very upset. He's the bad guy. He's the mob boss. So that's kind of a low-hanging fruit for Harvey Keitel. I haven't seen him in a while, though. And he wants the MacGuffin, whatever it is. The son has it or has access to it, and they're going to take his daughter as collateral if he doesn't do what he says. Of course, Ron Perlman is not really a baker. He's some sort of ex-gangster, possibly an old associate of Harvey Keitel. And he quickly takes his granddaughter to safety and then goes after the criminals. And one of the bits in the movie is he gives her a pair of goggles and tells her to put them on whenever he commits violence, which is kind of fun. And you can pretty much write this movie. I mean, it's a solid premise, though. I like the premise a lot. And you got a decent cast here, I'll say. Ron Perlman, though, is looking a little long in the tooth. His moves are not quite... He looks old fighting. So, yeah, like even in that quick shot there, he's looking a little slow. But he does play a heavy fairly well. And he's always kind of looked this old. So it's not too much of a stretch to be okay with it. He's also playing a grandfatherly gangster type or ex-gangster type. Directed by Jonathan Sobel. Written by Thomas Michael and Paolo Mancini. Elias Koteas is the top bill. Joel David Moore, Samantha Cain. Ron Perlman's the big. Yeah, he should be. Ron Perlman, then Elias Koteas, Joel David Moore, Samantha Cain, Paolo Mancini. Oh, he co-wrote it. Adam Morito, Dax Ravina, Caroline Renaud, Varun Saranga, and introducing Emma Ho and Harvey Keitel. You're not introducing Harvey Keitel. It's weird that they put Harvey Keitel at the end. I guess they put the big names at the end and the beginning for some reason. But this breaks down pretty easy. First act, the son shows up unexpectedly at his dad's bakery. You think he's just a normal baker, baking his goods. He's estranged from his son. His son brings the granddaughter, basically tells him, listen, you got to watch her while I go do this deal. Don't worry, nothing's ever going to happen to me. Kind of situation. And Perlman is reluctantly talked into it because of previous guilt. Maybe he's left his son behind because of his criminal past and he's trying to make up for it. So he watches the girl. Something goes horribly wrong with the business transaction. I don't know, they lose the money, they get robbed, or maybe his son just steals it outright. Anyhow, now Harvey Keitel and the mob are mad and they want their money or their drugs or whatever the MacGuffin is. And the second act is now Ron Perlman comes in to clean up the mess. So he's looking for his son, while his son is looking for the MacGuffin. And he goes through the criminals one by one because probably he's a criminal himself or an ex-criminal himself, now retired maybe. Um, he's played these roles before, so it works out fine. It's just that he is a little old for it, and his moves don't look as smooth as you'd expect them to. It's hard. Some of these actors, you look at Liam Neeson as good as he looks at his age. He's starting to slow down, and they're trying to write in ways that that they can explain that, like that Hitman movie where he loses his memory. This kind of works. I suspect that in the third act, Perlman sacrifices himself to save his son and granddaughter, perhaps, thereby redeeming himself and maybe, at least in his granddaughter's eyes, something like that. Again, it's interesting to see Harvey Keitel in this. He's a really good actor, and it's been a long time since we've seen him in much, and here he is in a B movie like this. But that being said, I think it'll be halfway decent. I think it'll be pretty watchable with these two in it. The rest of the cast looks good too, so it looks solid enough. I just wouldn't get your hopes up on the stunts. And if some of it looks a little, maybe overlook it to get through the movie. But beyond that, I think I would watch this. This is opening in Regal Theaters on July 28th. Fearing his estranged son murdered, maybe he's dead, an elderly baker with a dangerous past and an 8-year-old granddaughter must journey to the crime-ridden big city. Couldn't name the city. To uncover clues to his disappearance, all with a giant loaf of bread filled with 100K of high-grade heroin. Oh, that's interesting. Director Jonathan Sobel. Interesting. Yeah, I'm on board. I guess it's the high-grade heroin that bad guys are after, and he's holding on to it or something. Maybe he left it with the daughter for the... I don't know. He left the heroin in the backpack in order to make the transition, but then they double-crossed him. Maybe they killed him by mistake, or in a fit of anger. And now Perlman, if the son is dead, then Perlman is going to live. He is going to kill all the bad guys and then be left to raise his granddaughter by himself. Because, that'll be the ending. You don't want to let them both die. That would be too dark, I think, right? That'd be too dark that the father and the grandfather dies. Here's the bread. No, it's good prop bread. Good looking prop bread, I'll say that. So yeah, this is a good, it's a typical revenge movie. You could have made it boring by not having the baker element. But making him the baker gives him a bit of character beyond just being Ron Perlman. All right, good stuff. That's it for me, Tony D, and the dogs somewhere in the background. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming out to Vinyl Brewing tonight in Hamilton, where I talked about the Jersey Devil and pirates and ghosts and all my usual stuff at the talks. So that went well. At some point, I'll probably be back. Next up, oh boy, is July 4th. So, yeah, couldn't get anything booked for the holidays. So, my next thing will be at Mood's Farm on July 8th, and then something going on. Oh, the dragon boat race on July 9th. So that's going to be a big weekend. But I guess I got the week off. So this weekend, look for the live stream. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you